snipers in that season, and we played mid map, full speed, like we liked it so much, but we just tried it in Noble, and like we just couldn't take switch, because like you had ult, and you had to zoom and just stay AFK for like 10 seconds to take an and we were always getting the just that, so like go edge and like fight or something. So we thought like, fuck, maybe we just go Honda, we die one game, we win one game, stuff like that. But I think week before the Invitational, they removed snipers and everyone just started to get surge with the rifles again. We even had below most of the games, even after fighting, because like trading surge was big back then. So yeah, if we stayed mid now, we probably should have got like top 5 or something.
At this point, Malabuka and Merstash had been playing together for over 3 years, so they decided that sticking together for one more year would just be too long, and it was time for a break and they played with other people. This break would start off in the most interesting way humanly possible. In Major 1 of Chapter 4, Malabuka started playing with Thomas HD, and Merstash moved to playing with Tayson. Coming into the final game, both teams found themselves at the top of the leaderboard with only 3 points between them. For the first season ever, Malabuka and Merstash were unconned at the top spots just off when they were playing together. From their mid-match drop, Malabuka and Thomas were easily able to rack up early surge damage. Over the Slappy Shores, Merstash and Tayson were also able to get easy surge by trading with the team to their south. However, in this final game, from here, both teams should just play too safe and not take any risks as they were trying to rack up as many points as possible, which resulted in them both falling into the storm surge thresholds at the same time. Thomas hits a crazy pump to get them out, but accidentally left-clicks the Shockwave Hammer as he has no charges left, causing him to die. Whilst Malabuka solo clutches, Merstash is dropped down by a Shockwave Hammer and also dies, leaving it down to Tayson versus Malabuka. Both players had incredible solo clutches that lasted over 3 minutes, but Malabuka just drained his materials faster than Tayson, meaning he went down first. There was only a 1 point difference between the two teams. Tayson and Merstash came out on top, becoming FNCS champions, which was Merstash's first time having the title. Had Malabuka survived 16 seconds longer in this solo clutch, the result would have flipped.
I mean, I was fully sad obviously the first time, but I was still thinking like we got second, we qualified for LAN already. I was just thinking about future FNCS. It's like we will have like spot to the LAN already, so probably we will be on phone, right? We were not on phone. I don't know why, but okay. So I was sad, but like after a few hours, I realized.
I'm
like,
sure it was yours, right?
I mean, it was mainly because like it was first season, so I was thinking we still have 2 seasons to win, like to get that title. It was like the last season, obviously I would be like more sad. I didn't even have a lot of like expectation for it. Like first time playing with on English language, first time playing with Thomas, so top 2 was good for me even by 1 point.
2023 was by far the best year for both Malabuka and Merstash. They had insane FNCS placements. Malabuka won the Gamers 8 LAN with Epic Whale, removing any cheating accusations that were still held against him, and popped off the solo cash guns winning 5 in a row, which streak was grand. Of course, they had both qualified to the FNCS Divisional Championship, the biggest event of the year. The two players had truly established themselves as top players in the world, and any hatred from the Mr. Savage fans. Of course, at the FNCS Global Championships, the biggest event of
What the fuck, man?
Malabuka and Thomas HD's assumption of having an uncontested drop spot was far from true. North America's Canadian Agers also chose to land at the racetrack. Now, racetrack was an incredible drop spot, however, it is a 50-50 spot, so having 2 of the best teams in the world landing here just leads to a lot of Malabuka and Thomas HD finished 38th place, really only playing out 2 of their games. Merstash and Tayson would similarly struggle just with the insane lag of this tournament hand and would end in 15th.
It just seems like much
You're
better
not
for me
hitting
to
them
play
with
with
the thumbs,
Merstash. Like,
yeah.
Thomas is an amazing player, but it's just better to play with Russian speaking. For Thomas, I think as well, we were kind of like, I don't know, after playing for a year, he wants to play with someone maybe who has better English comms, like Fizzy. And also Merstash maybe was tired of Tayson screaming at him.
Coming into the first FNCS Major of 2024, they kicked off the first qualifier by returning to their signature playstyle. Dying a lot off spawn, but having insane success in the game they don't. They dropped 2 10 Elim wins and a 15 Elim second, ending 7th on the leaderboards. Since they placed so high in the first qualifier, and, well, because the qualification system was kind of blue, this meant that they had already made it to the semi-finals. So in qualifier 2, they just trolled and skybased. Coming into the semi-finals, all they would need to do in order to qualify to the grand finals was win one single game, which, based on their performance in Qualifier 1, when they actually tried, this should just be a piece of cake. Malabuk and Moustache's drop spot this season is fencing fields, and whilst fighting a contesting team, Moustache makes a mistake and is eliminated. Now, Malabuka could play out this game as a solo if it was a regular tournament, as he'd at least be able to gain a couple points out of this match. But since they have to win the game to qualify to finals, it's absolutely essential that he reboots Moustache. He first attempts this in the drop spot, but because it's somewhere close to the center of the zone, this means that there's a lot of teams around him, so he's unable to as he's pushed by Ricky and Drake. Thankfully, he's smart, and rather than trying to fight the 1v2, he just disengages with his grapple blade, and then he spends the next 13 minutes harvesting materials, taking shots at nearby teams for storm surge damage, and then using those materials to run away from full pro duels, all whilst hunting for an opportunity to reboot. Since he's able to stay alive for long enough for the storm to close in, this allows him to run far out of the safe circle and finally find a safe place to reboot Moustache that isn't surrounded by a ton of other teams. Or so they think. They get a useful loadout, however there's a team holding them at the edge of zone and Moustache goes down for a second time. Malabuka is able to clutch into 1v2, but now he has an access to rotation, and he again has to find a place to reboot Moustache. He somehow makes this rotation all by himself and intentionally pushes into the dead side of the zone to reboot. Malabuka times the reboot with the 7 zone closing, as most of the other teams will be rotating at this time, and thankfully the other players are too busy focusing on where they need to go to look at Moustache. So for the second time this game, Moustache
Yo.
Que para mí es el mejor jugador de la historia, pero si no es el mejor deportista de la historia, pues ahí estará en esa conversación. Entonces, es un ídolo más.
What makes you confident? What makes me confident? I struggle with confidence.
My grandma just called me a fucking hee. I don't know why she mad, so I had to hit her. Why the fuck my cousin looking for his hee? I just need some fucking water and some shit. How you don't got no tissue? And why your car only go to the first?
13, I am not one of them. Remember how I was in a jam. Sticker still hit the fan. Courtesy of a rich nigga,
Peaches in the make.
got a 10.
My eyes don't shed tears, but what it was, thinking about you. Oh no, no, no.
Haha, hoje eu vou curtir. Eu vou me acabar. Hoje é total. Só a revoar. Eu vou dançar, vou me acabar, despirocar. Me botar arma.
Thinking about you.
I'm gonna do tradable packs for you, mate. I'm gonna make you some coins because I'm not getting you anything from these picks. Let's get you some coins, baby.
It's good. It's really good.
The best financial advisor.
You see, my friend believes in such things, but I...
Is rebooted. They're left with almost no loot, but this is where their hyper-aggressive playstyle is at its best as they jump in box after box after box until they've picked up another 3 eliminations and now have max materials. The winning loadout secured, they take height, and in the final moving zone, Malabuka drops down to drag out. But best of all, the reboots have actually benefited them, since Mustache has been dead the entire game. Zero elims at 5 minutes playtime, Mustache wins the heal off on height because he's never been storms. This qualifies them to the FNCS finals. They may think that Malabuka heavily carried this duel based off this one game alone, but, and you maybe could make an argument just on that one finals match. However, in the finals, each player would absolutely carry their own weight. Malabuka is the IGL, the decision maker and the leader, whereas Mustache frags out, and frag out he did. Out of the duel's 52 eliminations, he had 36, and he had almost double Malabuka's damage. But in order to understand how they do this so well, you first need to understand...
Yeah, because I'm fully fucking hidden. Fuck, bro. Fully fucking hidden, by the way.
The first big problem they encountered here was the same one that's plagued their previous FNCS being contested. They weren't the only ones that test out. Cade and Lazeman Locks were also landing here, but being contested for so many seasons has given Malabuka and Mustache a great mentality towards the off-one fights.
When we're gone, we're like,
Oh, I'm getting rushed,
just like,
bro.
we have no pressure to grab, then like, it's okay. We were gone, like, we couldn't do our best anyway.
I'm dead.
But like,
Guys, like,
we
full
just
rushing
played
me
with
too,
this
he's a
mentality,
bitch.
so like, we have nothing to lose, we don't have any pressure, and I don't know, I guess that's like how we just play good when we're...
And play good while
Holy shit, can you fucking leave me alone, man?
Contesting them around them
Yeah,
by
bro.
ramping up onto height and getting the initial damage first. Once we were certain the other teams weren't pushing them, they lured the boss Nisha all the way to the back of the POI to give the contesting team
Wait,
the
hold up.
chance
Did
of
I-
third party. Game 1's off to a good start as they already have the strongest weapon this season and the medallion to recharge their shields infinitely. However, they do have minimal materials, so while Mustache harvests the fast farming brick to the south and loots the main building, Malabuka pushes back onto the roof of main to scout if Diox or Lazen's jewels were pushing. Because the contesting teams have taken the majority of the other loot, Malabuka and Mustache need to take the vault. However, they're unsure if one of the contesting teams will be hiding down here. Whilst approaching it, they ensure that they carefully walk every possible corner and diagonal on approach so they don't just get snuck up on. This way, they're able to claim the vault, and they break the floors in here to quickly open every chest and ammo box to be as efficient as possible. Despite taking height multiple times in the drop spot and scouting, they haven't actually connected any shots this game, meaning they've dealt 0 stormsword damage. But this is where the medallion comes into play. They push to the south to get some stormsword damage onto Camion City, Aqua and Norrayleigh. They openly bloom battle the teams just 50-50 in them to trade damage, and this might seem like a risky play, but they know the medallion will recharge their shields up to 50, so they're hoping to take a risk. But not only that, because Fencing Fields has a ton of flowberry spawns surrounding the drop, this means that they can use these to recharge their shields all the way up to max. The combination of the medallion and the flowberries means that they've essentially wasted 0 of the heroes they put on spawn. However, they've gained
I'm dead, yeah?
stormsword damage, but they lack one important component here.
For fuck's sake!
Spawn has barely any, and it's almost impossible to farm anywhere else as other teams take it quickly. So
I think they're a total scam. Should have Stewie.
You're like blue eyes, don't show surprise, and I explain the fact that I'm satisfied. Tell me.
well injured mistake.
Your eyes blue, I still show surprise, and I explain the fact that I am satisfied. And butterflies in my tummy, it makes me feel really fun. Fuck!
So they got it completely for free because babies and Pavlos to fight over loot that they already had. RIP to the strategies and sketches.
I think not, I got a worse fucking gun on that chest, bro.
Harvest here, Melvin and Mustache nearly always commit to a fight before the moving zones. In the
Or lagging.
it's really difficult to get started with damage with rifles. This is nearly always the most reliable way to be above the threshold as long as you can win every single fight, which of course is easier said than done. However, if you choose a difficult target, in Game 1's case, Kiryu and Kinu were the lowest option threshold and need damage, then the fight can drag out for a long time, which can really drain your material. Which negatively impacts your positioning and rotations, which in this game in particular leads Mustache to land in the same box as Diox and Cade and die, with Malabuka falling shortly after him. So the game plan is pretty simple. Land in Prince of Field, get the medallion, trade early surge, take cash for metal, fight a team for surge, and then play endgame. With this in mind, it's much easier to understand how they improvise and alter this game plan in the next 11 games to lead them to an FNCS championship. In fact, in Game 2, the script is completely flipped on them as Adelex and Sato flowberry crashpad onto Mustache's head, almost wiping him out. Skillfully, he's able to escape and is able to replenish his health with the medallion and other heals, but given this is an opportunity to get their surge damage early, aggression, most players fight slowly and carefully and drag this fight on for a minute, but Malabuka and Mustache play a high risk, high reward playstyle. They can cheat this out of the box and just spray their way inside, wiping Adelex out in seconds. But this particular playstyle calls Mustache a frustration. Sounds like fresh produce.
It's an old.
What is Spectrum Internet? It's invincible Wi-Fi that stays on.
Yeah, it's like Tyson would be just mad because like why would you do it? Like we just lose one game, it works out in 10 other, but like I'm thinking like if he does it in 10 times, then like 9 games we get God Food, and then 1 game we just die. Fuck it, I'll just play 9 games with God Food.
However, this would be one of the 10 games where this playstyle didn't work out. With some more surge secured while going for their combat cache, they played the dead side of the zone for the rest of the game. Since they didn't need much more damage, staying this part of the zone with the least amount of players we have to stay. However, they keep
You got it, okay? Okay, this shit, bitch. I'm kidding! Bitch, suck it. Suck a fucking dick, bitch. You're fucking shit.
Their third game would be much better. Their combat cache was uncontested again, which would need to benefit them as they get the free loot. However, this meant that 11 minutes into the game, they dealt 0 damage.
I'm kidding, man. Don't actually. Don't land on me, man. I don't want to do that. You get pizza? Hell yeah. Nom 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 nom. I think it's sniped.
Yet again, they die before the moving zones, and at this point they are.
She wakes up early every morning just to get her hair done. So she says, your light blue eyes still chose surprise, and I explain the fact that I am satisfied. And butterflies in my tummy hug around, it makes me feel really funny. I have got the worst. Okay, fine, I hit a shot. Watch this. Y'all ready for me to land on him? Oh, I've got the greatest fucking aim. Bitch, you can't fucking run. Cause I am coming after you, fucker. Hey, please don't have any more shockwaves. Or if I could like hide behind this. Doesn't even have to try. Sometimes love you like me. Love you more than me. Yeah, nice aim, bud. Gunner, bitch. At all. At all. At all. I see. Evergreen. Please don't come home to me. Oh, 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 sweet evergreen. She don't love me no more. Yeah, I have no clue where he is, man. Like, and now I'm stuck. Tarp. Oh? Oh? What? Yo, his wall was at like almost 1, bro. My shotgun don't replace it. The fuck? Did somebody make this? What the hell? What were they making? Shotgun. It's gonna be Sentinel, I think. I know it's a shotgun, I just don't know which one. It is a Sentinel. I have no ammo. That's not very good. Shotgun AR. What the fuck? Oh, give me AR. Yeah, bitch. I'm not peeking. I'm not peeking. Oh shit. Oh fuck. You fucking you bitch. Mantle my ass. Yeah, now you wanna rush. You're a bitch. You're a scaredy cat. I have no shotgun ammo. Shotgun. Buckle. I'm ghost, right? .136 headshot, man. Like, fuck, bro. Fucking 136 headshot. FaceTime Wayland Bun. Can we play now? You've been playing FIFA for a little bit. Hmm?
Could we just start playing because we were done playing?
And bye. Fuck this man. He's so fake, bro.
Perfection is unattainable. That should not stop us from trying to achieve it.
He just texted me and said, I'm underwater. My network is off. I'm in the ocean. I'm on the way to Edmonton.
But this just doesn't match the aggressive playstyle of Malabuka Mustache. Instead, they thrive on a very different layer. The most endgames is a cluster of layers on the bottom 3 or 4 layers. So by positioning yourself 1 or 2 layers above that, mid-ground, you create a layer gap underneath you. Sweet's Mustache is usually tangled with the layer beneath and around him. All Malabuka needs to do is focus on getting to the front side in this layer to set up Mustache with angle. As stated in my best thumbnail of all time, Mustache literally walks backwards through the arms there, hunting for his opponent's display. Since it's often too risky to drop down the road on that night, it will run for 1 max. But Malabuka Mustache are masters of clearing players off of their own layer using free it. Malabuka sprays and replaces whilst Mustache's only job is to spray in as they are and run in their face. They use the Mustache is going with double grade and all finish by playing methods in the storm, so they continue that impressive momentum into game 5. They get an early storm surge by beating the cash box from the lead immediately into endgame again. However, they are slightly late to rotate and as such start to get sprayed by a team near them. Now the longer they stay here and just hold their walls while being sprayed, the higher the likelihood of more players in the lobby joining in and also shooting at them. It can easily snowball into silver sprayed and just dying. So to prevent this, Mustache's first instinct is to move 1 tile to the right and open it headed to the box until it's not being sprayed. Counter their aggression by spraying back. The damage plus this shooting.
What the fuck, bro? This is the biggest dick.